All righty, everybody. Here we are, back for season 3, episode uno. Episode uno. Travesty Ya Majesty, Sparrow, and Khadijah, our favorite millennial.
Hello, ladies. How you doing, ladies?
Living, chilling. It's actually pretty nice breeze out here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a Jersey thing.
You never know with Jersey weather. Just like this show, you never know what you're gonna get. Jersey weather, you never know what you're gonna get. So I just want to let everybody know I don't see anybody with drinks, so I guess I'm the only one. I have something that, believe it or not, a fan sent us, and he wanted me to drink it. It's called Appleton Estate. I don't know if you can see it. It's Jamaican rum.
Oh, Jamaican rum. Okay.
That sounds dangerous.
That's the rough stuff.
Yeah, no, and to be honest with you, I'm drinking it straight too, so I might get a little crazy before the show is over. But it's Appleton Estate. It's a signature blend, and don't worry, it was sealed, so it's not like they sent me any funky shit.
Yeah, I bought that before. Not for me though. From my friend when I went to I think I went to Jamaica, Montego Bay or something.
Oh yeah, that's the spot, man.
She wanted me to bring some of that back, so I brought some Appleton rum back. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I just want to let you know it's smooth. It's going down smooth, no ice, no anything. Whew, man,
I had a friend who used to make Caribbean rum with that stuff.
Oh, well, there you go.
We got a new person.
Is Kristy on?
Miss Singleton.
I'm like, who's a new person?
I mean, joining us right now, you know.
Coming to the stage.
Kristy,
how you doing?
You got your drink on, Kristy?
Oh no, let me go. I need to grab something. Let me see what I got over here. See if I can jumble up.
All right, very cool. We're getting the tour of the house too. All right. So, love that.
Oh.
Sparrow, how was the performance today?
Oh, it was nice. We worked with the kids, just hula hooping, keeping things together, networking amongst the other civic leaders over there, the community leaders. We was doing it with the Van Duzer Civic Association. We was there just keeping the kids entertained and teaching them how to hula hoop. We had some rising stars up in there and some little, you know, it was pretty cool. I could say it was cool vibes.
Very cool. You think you
I'm
can teach
looking
me how
forward
to
to
hula
next
hoop?
week.
You think you could teach me how to hula hoop?
I think I could teach anybody how to hula hoop. The problem is, do you want
can't
to
hula
learn?
hoop? Pete?
No, I definitely can't. No,
Not
believe me.
that hard.
I can't do it. I can't do it. If I have a few in, let me tell you, if I have a few more of these rums in me, I'll probably be able to hula hoop anything.
Oh.
Kristy, can you hula hoop?
Not that hard.
Of course. Of course I can hula hoop.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I didn't know.
You ought to know.
That's like the childhood staple. You have to know how to hula hoop.
That and double
you?
dutch.
I don't know how to double dutch.
Oh, we could do that. I got you.
Yeah,
Sparrow don't know how to double dutch?
you should come out if you can. Come out next week and we could teach the kids double dutch, and you could teach me double dutch.
Oh, wait, because they're having it next Saturday too?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so then now I know not to take an event here, because and just come there and then I'll spend the day. We'll do that. That sounds cool.
Yeah. That's cool. It would be cool because I want to learn. I haven't learned anything, so I was trying to have like.
You're gonna get you the real thick wires.
The community affair officer over here. She. I was like, can you teach me how to double dutch? She's like, yeah, I could double dutch, and she came ready to double dutch too. That was funny.
Oh well, I already know I can't double dutch.
Yeah, I can't do it either, but I don't need to. I'm a guy, but I know the girls always knew how to do it around the way back in the day.
I think double dutch is a gender neutral activity. I think anybody should be able to double dutch.
I can't even do the one with the big rope. Just the one rope. I can't even do that. Forget about double dutching. Oh, forget that. No way in hell. But then again, if I have a few more of these in me, like I said earlier, I can probably double dutch.
Anything's possible.
I got a question for everybody. Maybe you can all help me out with this. Why do people feel the need to show what they're doing on any social media, but why must they show their food, all the food that they're having? I can never understand.
Unless you're a chef.
Unless you're a chef. Unless you're a chef. Why
I
do
know
people...
plenty of chefs and they show what they've done and I'm very impressed. But then there are those that go to McDonald's and they like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay.
I don't get that. What's the point of that? You're out to dinner. Why do you got to show people what you're eating? I mean, what is that?
I don't know. I think
What's the
maybe
point?
it's putting it out there. Like, hey, I'm at this place, and a lot of
Do you
people would
wanna
be
come?
interested or often, looking for a new place to eat. I know that I've seen some things and I'm like, where is that? Because I need to go.
Right. It's
Like,
great. It's
I
great
think-
marketing.
Wait, what's that, Kristy?
But wait a
no,
minute,
go
Peter.
ahead.
Wait. I thought you posted some food one time.
That's because I was cooking it. That was the
Oh,
only reason why I
so?
did it. But that's I was cooking it though. I'm proud of the fact that I can make some banging eggplant and I can make some
I don't know, Peter. I don't know, Peter. Like I said, unless you're a chef, I got a couple of chef friends and they post their things, from their restaurants and dishes they make. It looks all fancy. It's not just a simple plate of eggplant or something like that. Now, see, I don't know, Peter. You might want to put yourself in that category. I don't know why you would do that.
Well, listen, I could now cook a lot of people. Believe me, I was in restaurants all my life in college. So if you want to, I'll go up against some other chefs. But I don't do it, As a matter of fact, I was going to come over to Sparrow's and cook at Sparrow's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, listen, Sparrow, if you got olive oil, I'm there. That's all.
You was going to allow him to do that, Sparrow?
Huh?
You was going to allow him to do that?
I don't like cooking. I can cook, but I am not the type of woman that's like, I'm gonna throw down and make you eat it, honey.
Okay.
If you're my friend and you feed me, we're tight.
I just
All
want to
women
say,
love to be fed. That's one thing I do know. Women
yeah,
love to be fed.
absolutely. And you have no idea how many people have asked me to cook for them just so they could say that they cooked it. Especially if they were having a first date or a first date at home. So many of my cousins, so many of a lot of friends of mine who can't cook would have me come over and do all the cooking, and then I would just leave out
And
the
they
back
would
door.
say they do.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're
they
a
would-
cooker. Okay.
yeah.
Khadijah could throw down too.
Oh yeah, I could throw down.
She made this mean beef stew one time. Oh my God.
Oh.
It
I
brought me
love
back
beef
to
See,
when
you
my
know what's
mother used
funny
to
about
make it.
that? I find this is a funny story. When I moved away from home and people would message me, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, cooking. And the response I get across the board, you can cook? I'm like, I know I'm rough around the edges, but yeah, I could do that. It's so funny. I don't think until I moved on my own that people really realize. I don't think I realized it. But
Right.
between smells and tastes and how many things I've eaten, you can kind of figure it out. And I actually do find it fun. I'm the opposite. I do like to cook. I do very much.
Kristy,
Well, but-
what's your favorite dish to cook?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
I like to cook ramen. Like
Mm.
we have a bunch of rice noodles in the house. Like I think, and because Brandon lives there too, and he's Trinidadian, so we have everything from the Italian side because Elijah's there, and then me, I'm growing up mostly eating soul food. Then you got Brandon, who Trinidadian. But my favorite thing to make is ramen, probably because there are so many ways you can go with it. Like it doesn't have to be super Asian, and eventually it does end up on that stew borderline. And plus, I like winter foods, so I like things that are warm, like
Comfort food.
Very much so. And I love my veggies, so a stew or like a ramen, yes.
All right, so that's your favorite thing to cook. What's your favorite thing to eat?
To eat steak, especially off of a grill. When it
That's
got that
my
little
favorite
that
too.
smoke, and you put a little parsley on there, and
Yeah. I'm a
yes.
steak person myself. I
It's-
love
I
steak.
do. I
Beef.
do like. I eat a lot of vegetables, but if you put a steak in front of me, I definitely will.
My mouth waters with steak. It
Yeah.
literally just.
That's actually my favorite thing about being here at the banquet halls when they do the serving. Like it's an option of chicken, steak, or fish. Usually, the steak, because since we are in the kitchen, they always make a little more than they need to. The steak.
All right.
I have to agree.
Sparrow, same question.
Well, it depends on how I want to go to the bathroom, Peter. So
You think the other way around. I didn't even think about that. 'Cause I guess that's why tacos aren't my go-to. I love them, but the
how do I
result.
want to do this load? So, but my favorite is seafood.
Seafood.
I
I
forgot
love
how to.
seafood too.
I love me seafood.
That's
And I can't stand eating crab legs, though I like crab legs, but
I was about to say that. I was
I
like, because I
can't-
love crab legs too, but
no,
eating them is a job.
You gotta meditate before you.
It's a job. That's why I never eat it. Well, I don't eat them anyway now, but
There's an art.
It's a
to it.
job. It's a job. Yeah.
There's an art to how you crack them to where you get the whole piece out. You gotta, I love crab dipped in butter.
Kristy, is that your favorite
that dripping
thing?
butter? Yeah.
No, I would say so. My family's from the South. So I would say like my favorite meal is fish and grits. Like I love fried catfish and grits.
Mm.
Fish and grits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That is very much a thing. Me and my great grandmother. To this day, she's from the South. My great grandmother.
Fish and grits.
And speaking of that, are you guys ready to know who's from what era?
Yes.
I
Go ahead.
definitely did. I wrote it down just to tell you, even though I'm here. Definitely did.
Oh, this is going to be tremendous. So we have.
I did. You see this? I
is
kept
this
it
what-
on me.
So
What
is
is
the
that?
Millennial
Oh.
Report? We have Khadijah with the Millennial Report. We're going to start the
Yes,
Millennial Report.
we
All right.
are actually, but we're gonna start off like you said with
Mhm.
telling you guys who's from what era, which is really interesting because apparently there's a lost generation.
Yes, that is correct. That is right in between the baby boomers and the World War II generation. You have the lost generation.
Okay. So we got a little bit of different naming coming up too. I went further into it, and years are a little off, but it definitely says that because you couldn't really, I guess, keep up with the times back then. That
Mhm.
of course a few years off, but you got the lost generation, which is 1990 to 1890 to 1915. The interbellum, which I have never heard of, is 1901 to 1913. The greatest, which I'm offended because I feel like our generation is the greatest, is 1910 to 1924. Silent generation, which I found really interesting. That would be considered probably my great grandmother. 1925 to 1945. You got the boomers, which is 46 to 64, Gen X, 65 to 79. And they listed Xennials. What is that?
Xennial?
XN.
Xennials.
That might be right after. That's right after.
Yeah, it's 1975 through 85, and then you got us, the millennials, 1980 through 94, Gen Y, iGen/Gen Z, and then the Alpha Gen, which I don't understand.
Wow.
That makes
Wow.
a lot of sense because I remember I used to hear a lot of people like group millennials, like the 1981 to like 1990 something. And I'm like, there's a big difference. That earlier one is different than, the ones in the 90s. So
yeah, and depending on where you look up like the information, the years are a bit off. Like I think it's more accurate now than it was because people are now paying attention to what these generations are. And before, like, who really cared like what you were or who you're gonna be classified? Are we worrying about wars and trying to stay alive?
So let me get this straight. The greatest generation is considered the World War II generation.
I believe that would be the greatest. Wow. Also coined as what they call it, the G.I. Joe generation.
The G.I. Joe generation.
Mm-hmm, because it was during
or the
war. Yep, and so they were so tough in that generation to really go into it hard.
Wow. Well, that's tremendous. Okay, so we got the official breakdown from our favorite millennial, Khadijah, regarding the Millennial Report and how it's broken down. So what is it? Every 20 years, a generation happens? I don't even know. Is it every 20?
for the most part. But as you get closer, like further down, like millennials and the alpha gen, it seems like it starts to break down almost into the 10s to 15s, which I find weird. Like, why did that start getting cut shorter? Did they realize that these generations are like actually way more different? It's to the point where, like, Wilhelmina, you would technically be a part of millennials, but like you said, like you said before, it's like, but you have a boomer soul. But it's like, I don't,
I feel like I have 1,000 souls going on.
But it is weird.
1,000 souls.
Yeah, it's like whichever this bitch wants to be today.
Wait, Kristy, what generation are you? Are you also millennial, or are you the one after millennial?
I'm millennial.
You're millennial. Oh.
Yeah, I'm millennial.
Game changers right here. Hello. What's up?
What year were you born, Kristy?
Huh?
What year were you born? If I can ask that.
You're like, hold on, I gotta verify. I was born in.
Give us the range, Kristy. Give us the range.
I'm in 87.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, Trav, I think you and I were in 7th grade in 87.
I was like out here having full out jobs and stuff. That's what I'm just
I
kidding.
didn't have that yet, but yeah.
That's crazy too. Do you think that because you guys, like, different generations had to find jobs, younger, that it has had a big effect? Like the difference
I was
when
supposed to find a
kids
job
were-
at that age, but I just didn't get hired. So.
And
So
I think
wait.
it's a different mentality too, because like you have young kids nowadays starting their little entrepreneurial. I mean, there is more accessible now. You have social media where people can start having their own business. They can do their thing at a very young age, where it's like we were raised that you need to go out into another building,
Working papers.
work and get a check and do what you needed to do, get paid minimum wage.
When you was a teen, Kristy and Wilhelmina, did y'all need working papers?
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Yes, I got working papers. My first job at 14.
Right, Peter? We needed working papers.
Yeah, we had to get working papers. Absolutely.
Right.
If you wanted to work anywhere, legitimately, you had to have working papers.
Yeah,
That
it was like 14, 15. Yeah.
They still have that.
They still do
have
that? Okay,
Mhm.
I thought maybe that was an outdated thing or something. All right, so
No.
they still do that.
No.
I remember my first introduction to taxes. I was like, all these hours I worked, and I'm like, what did you think?
That's
My
what I
mom
said
started
too.
laughing at me.
But I knew it was coming, so.
I said, you know what? I started with a paper route, and I just collected the money, but I never delivered anything. I'm not even gonna lie.
Peter.
I mean, for real, I never delivered any papers.
The facts for me
You're
that
a
you had
bad
a paper route is interesting.
Yeah, well, that was the quickest and easiest cash. It was all cash. It was all cash. There was no paycheck.
$5.15 an hour.
You were lucky if you were lucky, because I think when Trav and I
I
were
was about
coming
to
up,
say, I don't think it might have been like $3 or something.
it was we thought it was huge when it was $4.50 an hour. I was like, yo, $4.50 an hour is tremendous.
I was making like $125 a week, $150 a week, and I was like, yeah, I'm banking
For
it.
real?
Yeah.
Yo, that's not bad though.
That's not bad at all.
Doing a paper route?
No, I was
Okay.
washing
I'm sorry.
dishes. I used to wash dishes in the back of a deli, and I used to also like mop. I did the closing, like the cleanup of the deli, or I'll come in and set up the deli for opening. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Well, hey, listen, I worked in a deli too, so yeah, it was always fun. That was always off the books, no matter how you looked at it. By the way, I finished the bottle already. It's empty.
Now be careful. I'm telling you, that stuff is not
Well, the bottle's poured into the cup
for
now.
anybody. All right.
But yeah, that was. Let me ask everybody this though: how often do we all crawl on YouTube?
What do you mean crawl?
Like, just looking, like you could be thumbing through YouTube at some point. You want to watch something.
I do it every day.
What, the journey of the rabbit hole?
No, not even that. I mean, just going through. I mean, I have never in my entire life, and they say YouTube has the whole AI now, the whole artificial intelligence, whatever you want to call it, to bring you exactly what you want. How come on my YouTube it's nothing but just guys doing experiments with soda and Mentos? I mean, every other video I get is soda and Mentos. I don't get it.
Well, do you share an account with anyone?
No.
There's someone else on here. That's a good.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever done that? Put Mentos in with soda and see what happens?
No, I've seen the
My-
challenge. I've never done it.
My daughter does that. She used to get like the soda, and I was like, yo, you're giving yourself diabetes doing that. Yeah, that's like the thing, but I don't know why that's so special. I don't get it.
Let me tell you, they have invented ways. They are showing like they're filling massive balloons with Coca-Cola or Sprite and then dumping it in a fish tank, like a huge fish tank full of Mentos, just to watch the massive explosions. And what I find amazing is that that'll get like 1 million views.
Oh,
I
that
don't get it. I
Mentos.
don't get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I've
little
seen
candies.
that.
Yeah, I mean, it's unreal, you know, and the biggest winner I've seen so far is either 7-Up or Sprite. I mean, that stuff, that just fizzes like you wouldn't believe. I couldn't believe what I saw on that. Coca-Cola was good too, but, you know, the orange drink, like Sunkist or Fanta, nothing. So go figure on that. I don't know.
I thought you meant like candy and soda, because my daughter will take candy and put it in her soda, and then she'll try to like make it extra sweet so it could fizzle. So yeah, but I've seen those videos. The young kid does that in a TikTok. He goes and puts like the soda bottle and it explodes, and he goes like hides behind stuff.
I don't get
Did
it.
y'all used to eat the rock candy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now that used to pop and fizzle. That was like a soda thing, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I still eat the rock
What was it called?
candies.
Pop Rocks. That's what it was
Pop
called. Yeah,
Rocks.
Pop Rock.
Pop
Yeah.
Rock. Yeah, Pop Rock.
I used to do that, and then I also used to put, just like your daughter, I used to put Jolly Ranchers in my Sprite, because now my Sprite tastes like blueberries. But now we got soda machines that you can make the flavor anything you want.
So did it fizz up? Did it fizz out like crazy too, though, when you dropped the Jolly Rancher in there?
No, it just made it extra sweet and gave it a flavor.
Oh, well, just don't drop a Mento in there. That'll blow it. It'll turn into a fountain on you.
I think that's probably now on my to-do list.
Well, just lay down a drop cloth. For real, lay down a drop cloth. Because it's going to blow up all over the place. Just a couple of Mentos, forget it.
Pop Rocks.
Pop
That's
Rocks.
funny that even comes up on your YouTube, though.
That's what I don't get. I'm like, why am I getting all of this? But you know what, though, Trav, the thing that's interesting about Pop Rocks, wasn't that one of the biggest urban legends? If you mix Pop Rocks and soda, you would die.
That's what they said. That's what people were saying.
Yeah, it
and
shows
I
up in
believed it
old
too,
movies
because I was
too.
like, it's already popping in your mouth and with nothing. Imagine if you put soda in it. I'm like 7 years old. So I'm like, I'm not doing that there. Yeah, that's what people were saying. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, forget about it. Oh, yeah, I can't even imagine doing all of that. You know, but let me ask the millennials here. Have any of you done anything try to disprove an urban legend that we need to know about?
Bloody Mary?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that real? Oh wow, Kristy, you too?
Mhm.
The Bloody Mary?
Yeah, me and my cousins in South Carolina in the trailer when no one was home. We went in the bathroom, closed the door, and did it. And I don't know, we were pretty spooked. The door wouldn't open until we turned on the light. So I, till this day, still believe it. I don't, but that would be one. The whole eating a spoonful of cinnamon is another one I've done.
Candyman.
Well, don't think we ever tried Candyman. I'm sure we did, but Bloody Mary, I definitely remember.
What was Candyman? To say
Kristy,
3
did
times
you?
in the mirror?
Yeah, like the movie, you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
pretty much the same.
That
Yeah.
movie was ridiculous. I hated that movie. There wasn't anything scary about that movie.
I still don't understand it.
I don't get it either. It was in Cabrini Green, right? They filmed it at Cabrini Green in Chicago, one of the most infamous
And the
projects.
bees come. Well, you know they got the new one though now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't
All right.
see it yet. I'm gonna look at it. I am gonna watch it just to see how they you know.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Oh yeah, because I want to see it. I want to see what they're gonna do.
It's wild. I think for me, the scary thing growing up was all the Freddy Krueger movies. For some reason,
Oh,
those
yeah.
like
Freddie,
crack me
Freddie
up.
was funny to me. He wasn't
was
scary to
wild,
me at
like-
all.
Like
He
looking
was
back
just
on it,
funny.
I'm like, that was a wild kid. Like what in the world was going on with
Yeah,
that? But
that's
He had the
true.
jokes
For
with it. You
me,
know what I'm saying?
with the movies, it was Michael Myers, because I like Halloween. I like the whole month of October in general. I love fall. And I think it's AMC. Every year they have a marathon, and every year as a kid, my ass will watch it, and my mom will go. Don't come trying to sleep with me when you get scared. But every year, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, literally the entire marathon from Halloween, the first, all the way up to whatever is the recent one, the most recent. And I think there's another one coming out.
There is. I was about to say.
I think they're gonna keep coming out until Jamie Lee Curtis, until she kicks the bucket. I think they'll always keep running.
Wait a minute! Don't tell me she's in it again, Jamie.
She
Lee Curtis.
is in it.
I didn't know she was
a bit
in it.
part of it in general.
Yeah, well, she was in the first one. I know that. She was the virgin that survived, right? That was the whole thing with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna have to, again, this year, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to rewatch them all. But she has a big tie-in with Michael Myers himself. Like, she's a family member, I believe.
Oh,
I think
well, yeah,
like that, yeah.
Yeah, in the first one she was. You know, Michael was her brother.
Oh, okay, there we go. But still, it's just,
And
I don't know. Like,
X-Files?
the X-Files.
I got to go with you on that, though, Khadijah. I would say Michael Myers, out of every one of them, was probably either the scariest or the toughest. I'll go with you.
Because he don't run, he don't fret. If he didn't get you now, he just going to pop up later. I would literally take a shower with the door open. My mom's like, "Why is the door open?" I'm like, "Because." But then I couldn't tell her because she told me not to watch all those movies anyway. And the time my mom was, she had to be pretty young, so at this time she would still go out clubbing. So while she was out clubbing, I would just sneak and watch it anyway. And so I couldn't tell her why I needed all the lights on and doors open at all times.
Well, let me just say this, though. I forgot which Friday the 13th it was, but it was the one where supposedly Jason was in Manhattan. Yeah, there was
Jason takes Manhattan.
It was a 5-minute scene in Manhattan. After that, he was out in the country. I was all excited. I'm like, yeah. They showed.
He was in the city longer than 5 minutes.
They showed Times Square for like a minute. I'm like, all right, there's Times Square, and that was it. And you know what? I got another question for everybody.
Nah.
Let me ask you all this. Whenever you're watching a movie, right, and you happen to see a location that might be near your job, or your job is right there, let me ask you all this. Is it really that important to announce to the movie theater, "Oh my God, my job is right there"? What's the big deal? Yeah, I never could understand it.
You know,
Well,
I'm
I never know anyone that did that.
from
So.
where they shot, was one of the Batmans, was it I don't know, but it was downtown Newark, and I had to travel through there. And at the same time, where it's like it's insignificant, on the other side, it's pretty fucking cool because your whole town at that time, like my 7-Eleven was now a Gotham's movie theater. Like what the I'm looking for 7-Eleven, but the entire side, of course, 7-Eleven is still there, but it's just like it kind of throws you off, and then you wake up one morning going to work. And yesterday they were modern cars, but now today all these cars are 1960s. This is old bus, and you're coming home from work and they're shooting a fire scene. Like that's kind of cool. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was late every day.
No, I got that. But when you're watching it on the screen, and you basically announce to the theater, "Oh, yo, my job is right there." So now you want to be reminded that your job is in the movie, and now you got to go to work the next day. Who the hell wants to deal with that?
That's true.
My job.
Maybe it looks like something to look forward to.
What? But they want to go to work? No one likes to go to work. Who likes to go to work?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm still on the other side of that. It made it very interesting on my commute because I was interested in seeing, well, what's happening today? What does downtown Newark look like this time?
Okay, but the movie's going to be coming out about a year after they shoot the whole thing, sometimes even longer than that. Do you want to be reminded? Do you want to let people know, hey, I work right there? What's the point of that? You're going to see your job in the movie. You're trying to get away from reality, and there's your job. Who the hell cares?
I don't know. Well, for everybody else, if you guys tell me that somebody's filming down the street from your job, I'll be like, okay, cool. That's dope. What are they filming? Like, I'd be into it.
That's why you got people in the crowd that be like, shut up and watch the movie.
Thank you.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, screaming that out in the movie theater, I wouldn't understand that either. You want to whisper it in someone's ear. That's my job. Okay, but that's my job right there. Nah, that's not.
Like it's your child. That's my child.
I wouldn't understand that either.
I featured in a movie like briefly, like really like a total extra, and to this day I'll be like, that's me right there, right there. Pause it right there. That's my face. You see that? My shirt.
I thought I was in the Last Dragon movie. Well, I know I was, but I think they might have edited me out though.
Get out of here! I never knew that, Travis.
Yeah,
gosh,
there,
that's
there was a
awesome.
scene with Timax or whatever his name was walking down
Uh-huh.
in the subway station. Me and my father, this was like 1984, of course, they was filming it. And I was walking by at the same time, walked past him like this. And at first we stopped and the guy was like, oh no, keep walking. So we walked past and I asked him, I was like, what movie is this? He said, it's going to be called The Last Dragon. I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, okay, when this movie comes out, I'm going to look for myself walking down that thing. But I didn't see it. I think they just took it from another angle as he was coming down instead of the part when he was going down from the back. Because he literally walked past me. And I didn't know who the hell he was anyway. I just know this guy with a straw hat, came by. And that was it. But
So, Trav, did you see Bruce Leroy?
yeah, he walked right past me, but I didn't know who he was because he was, they're making the movie. And that was the first thing he was ever in. And like I said, he walked right past me and went down the subway because they had all these cameras around in Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn. And I didn't know whether I should walk past or not. And the guy was just like, come keep walking. And after we passed, me and my father was like, what movie? And they say, oh, it's going to be called The Last Dragon. And like 5 or 6 months later, it came out. But I think
Let me tell you, I know she's gone now, but I would have loved to have bumped into Vanity. Well, forget about it.
She's doing her thing with she's reborn. What is that called?
Yeah, but she's gone now, though. She passed.
Oh, she passed away?
Mm-hmm.
She did?
Yes, that's right. Recently, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I remember seeing her doing an interview saying how she got out of her lifestyle and it was hard for her and what she went through. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She did. She became a either Seventh Day Adventist or born again. I forgot which one it was, but yeah, she became
born again. That was it. Born again Christian. Yes, that was the term I was looking for. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, so
well, I did not know that.
I always loved that movie. I got to tell you. I always got a big
The
kick
Last
out of it.
Dragon?
Yeah, whenever it's on, I watched it. I'm not even gonna.
My husband used to train with the guy who trained Timax. He used to train with Timax too.
Oh, really?
Ron Van Cleef trained him. Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? I know everybody wants to hear about the status of my cousin, the one who was dating the serial killer. And Khadijah, that might have been a little bit before your time when I brought that up, but my cousin at one time was dating a serial killer. They officially broke up. And the reason why we call her a serial killer is because her husband supposedly passed away due to COVID, but she never had the body. She never had anything done. As soon as he passed, cremated, gone, done. And ever since
that sounds like a You situation. If you guys know that show on Netflix.
Yeah,
which one?
That sounds like that.
I can't wait for the next season of that too.
Oh, it's out. It's
out. It's out? The
it's
third
out.
season?
Uh-huh. It surely is. I was watching it the other night. It's
I gotta
out.
get off this
Go
call
ahead.
and I gotta start watching that right
Wait, so what is the show called?
I'm a You. Y-O-U.
Well, let me just say this. Let me give you the status as to what happened. And they were dating. And ever since they were dating, some strange things, not really off the wall things, but some strange coincidences were happening. But, aside from that. So they're driving in Manhattan and this kid in a BMW cuts my cousin off. Now, like I said, my cousin, he's a lunatic too. He catches up on 6th Avenue, right in the middle of Manhattan, and they start jawing back and forth at each other. Back and forth. This was a young, smug kid. He had a nice BMW. And my cousin's about to tear this kid's head off. He was going to get out of the car in the middle of 6th Avenue, rip the kid out of the window. Because what's scary is that I've seen my cousin do that in the past, so I know he wasn't kidding. So they're jawing back and forth, cursing each other out. And the girlfriend serial killer of my cousin, in the middle of all this jawing back and forth, she compliments the kid on his BMW. She tells the kid, hey, nice car. My cousin went through the roof and kicked her out right there, broke up with her on 6th Avenue, told her to get the hell out of the car. Now, ladies, I want to know how you would react to that situation.
Run me a by what? So who kicked who out the car?
Okay.
And who's still alive and who's dead?
No one's dead. No one's dead. But you know what, Sparrow? I'll give it to you. Here's the play-by-play. My cousin is cursing his kid out. They're about to tear each other apart, and my cousin's girlfriend compliments the kid on his car and says, "Hey, nice car."
Okay,
your
was
cousin's a
she
dude.
here? Was she there the whole time of them going back and forth?
She was in the car the whole time. They were going back and forth, jawing back and
Okay.
forth. They were about to kill each other.
I wouldn't have said anything. I would have just been like, all right, you ready to go? I would not have complimented anything on the other side because no, you already know he's pissed off at the guy. Why are you gonna do that? I personally wouldn't. Maybe later on that night, I would have been like, that was a nice car, wasn't it? But at that moment, no, I would not have. Just at the moment.
No, real talk. Yeah, I'm not going to intervene in that. I'd be like, that has nothing to do with me right now. We could check this in later on.
Yeah.
It ain't got nothing, sometimes just gotta let those go.
So that's it. Okay, so Kristy, you wouldn't compliment the kid on his car.
Nah.
Khadijah, you wouldn't compliment the kid on his car. Sparrow?
Well, how nice was his car?
It was a BMW, but keep in mind, now here's the deal. My cousin also
No,
drives.
I wouldn't compliment the car. I think you're adding fuel to the fire, but maybe her mind was to de-escalate and to be like, oh, you know what? Let's throw a compliment and get your ego going so everyone could be friendly.
Yeah, but my thing is, then I would have complimented him, not the other guy. That's what I would have done if that was the case.
Yeah, I'd be like,
He's just gonna-
even though I know my man is a big, strong man who's going to fuck you up, but let's not do that because you have a really nice car.
Well, let me just say, my cousin also drives a really nice car too. So the only thing is that I'm not gonna lie, the BMW the kid was driving was one of those really nice BMWs, and but still. Okay, so Sparrow, you would compliment the kid on his car. All right. Kristy
No,
wouldn't.
I wouldn't. I was just joking.
So my cousin is done, and he dumped her right there on 6th Avenue and didn't even pull over. He said, "Get out," right in the middle of 6th Avenue. "Get out, done. I don't ever want to see you again," and he's sticking with it. So that was the relationship ender right there. So do you think my cousin overreacted?
I think so. I think you always take a lady home.
There must be something else leading up there, though. Like,
I would at least get no Uber. I would have been like, She was like, "What's going on?" And then I'm like, "Nothing." And then as soon as the Uber comes, all right, bitch, bye. You home safe.
Yeah, I think that it's pretty strange to stick with it. Like, even if I'm gonna put myself in the shoes of the guy. Even if I got mad at you and kicked you out of the car, I think that once I've calmed down, I'm gonna have to send you a text or something, be like, "Hey," I'm gonna have to explain it. Like, if there was no other reason for me to break up with you or to do this, then yeah, I would hit her up and kind of let her decide if she wants to continue dating me or not.
It sounded like your cousin was
and explain that, like, if unless I didn't want to be with her, it just was like, I'm gonna use this excuse to just not be with you. Bye.
She probably farted too soon in a relationship.
Right, I was like, there must be something else there.
She's too comfortable too quick.
Let me just say this: they've been together for a while, but I got to be honest with you. That I would have blown my top. I would have dumped her too. I'm not gonna lie. I would have pulled over. I wouldn't have left her on 6th Avenue. I would have pulled over
I
first.
wouldn't have abandoned her. Yeah, that's the part that's extra.
I mean, he left her right in the middle of 6th. But you know what? Not for nothing. I would pull over and say, "You know what? You got to get out. I'm done with you. I'm done. I'm about to tear this guy's head off, and you're gonna compliment him on his car. Okay, we're done. I can't. So that would be it for me. I'm not gonna lie. No other
She
way.
knew what she was doing.
You know what? Maybe she wanted to end it. Women do that. Women want to end things. They'll end something like that. Sure, why not? They'll end it on a note like that. Maybe he was too much of a psycho for her. Who knows?
I'd leave him. But if he dumps me, then I survive.
Travesty, what would you do in that situation?
No, I'd be kind of mad too. So But, you know, I
But
don't
would
think I would
you dump her? Like, would you just leave her there and be
That's
like,
a good question.
or like, do you not wake up the next day and go, "Oh, damn, that was foul"?
Yeah,
Maybe
I
I
don't
should
know if it would be
tell her why I
breakup
was
worthy.
mad and so pissed. Or actually, like, I would want to know why. I'm not gonna lie. I would want, like, I would
Yeah. I
get
would
upset,
definitely
and if
want to
I
know
did it,
why.
but
Mhm.
why, babe? Why the
But
fuck
I'd be
did
like,
you feel the need?
right. And then you know what? Depending on her answer to that question would make my decision on what I want to do with the rest of this relationship. You understand what I'm saying here? I wouldn't have done the sporadic, just impulse decision right then.
Yeah, it could have been a quiet ride home, drop off,
But I would
and
have,
just not answer any
Yeah,
calls or texts anymore
Right.
Right.
till you're ready.
And if I didn't like the answer she gave me for her doing that, I'd be like, okay, that's it. We can't do this. So
Yeah, he was
there
a bit.
would have been a little
They-
hope, this much
They,
hope.
they both had a healthy dose of, he was an edgelord and she had the BBS syndrome. So, you know, yeah, the healthy.
But I would have been upset. Yes, like what the hell would you say that for? Like, we gotta talk about this. So
You know what? I gotta tell you, I really feel that she deflated his manhood right there by complimenting this younger kid
Probably
on
did.
his call. I gotta tell
probably
you,
did.
because my cousin's about my age, maybe a little bit younger than me, and this kid was, according to my cousin, was a real like maybe 20, 25-year-old punk. And my cousin was gonna straighten him out, and then his girlfriend did this, and it was like all of the air was let out of his sail right there. I gotta be honest. So
I mean, she could also been clueless, because how many times is a woman with a man and he has no clue as to what's wrong, what he did, what he said, how he said it, and the woman's just like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta go, exactly, and then you gotta go, well, babe, what's wrong? Like, so, like, she could have just been clueless. There are women who are clueless too. There are plenty of men who are clueless.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
I'm just saying, like,
I get what you're
Just
saying,
saying.
but at the same
he could
time,
have just threw shade for the rest of the night. Like, he didn't have to kick her out the car in the middle of the city.
Well, Khadijah, let me explain something about the Italian man. There's a whole big thing called the machismo, macho, whatever you want to say.
Mhm.
But when your man's about to tear some other guy apart, and you're gonna sit there and compliment the guy right before he's gonna get his butt
Oh no,
kicked,
I definitely get it, because I'm
Well,
not that clueless.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying.
Like,
all right, wait a minute.
it was wrong.
Well,
She shouldn't have
wait.
done that, though. She
you
shouldn't
real
have done
soon? No.
Okay, you know what, Sparrow, let's say the roles reverse, Sparrow. Let's say you're driving, and let's say your man goes ahead and compliments, not the car, but let's just say
that.
the man compliments, hey, nice dress you got on. What are you gonna do, Sparrow? Hey, that's a nice dress.
My man got it for me. Thanks. Oh, sorry, Sparrow. Go ahead.
It depends on, like I said, it depends on which of the 1,000 souls I'm feeling. So what I would remember Ally McBeal, how she'll have a flash of a moment, like what she would wish she could do versus what she might actually do, you know. So I'll have a flash of like rip his, you know, tongue out and say, here, bitch, he's yours. And but
That's a Sparrow
like
answer.
the reality I would do is I would try to handle it classily by being friendly and complimenting her too. And then I'm like, oh my God, like we like girls like that. So give me your number, and then get her number, and then give him his number, and then be like, bye, bitch, you can have him, and then be out. Mm-hmm.
You know what, Sparrow? I don't believe that for a minute. I don't believe that for a minute. I think you would tear your man apart and throw him the fuck out too. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think she
Like I said, process, which soul is, you know, shining through.
I have
But-
a question.
Sparrow
Now
can
I'm
be a
a
little
little
scary
confused.
at times.
So-
I see.
How?
But you never know what you're going to get with her. You know, if you're in a relationship with her, yeah, I see
It
what
keeps
it
it
is.
interesting. It keeps it interesting. You don't never need. You got 4 or 5.
I'm still trying to grasp this. How did you guys reverse it? Like, the woman's complimenting the woman? Because I heard the question, but then the response.
All right,
I'm
Khadijah,
confused.
let's just say this. Same scenario, you're driving, and same thing happens. Real screwed up move. You get cut off by another woman, and you're jawing at the other woman, and let's say your man just says, hey, you know what? You got a nice dress on.
Even though you was about to rumble with my girl, you got a nice dress.
Trav, that's a good way to add it. I like that.
All right. So I think that I would have to shoot him a look at her, and go say back to him, it is nice, but do you think this was the right time? I just want to know. Like, I think that's how it would go. Like, I would agree and then go, but do you think that, I don't know. I think that's really how I would.
Yeah.
Like, do you think I want to hear that? The dress is nice, but you couldn't wait. It's the same. Like, same with me. Like, if
So
I
you're
was like, the same thing I
complimenting
said, because if I thought the car was nice, I just would have said it later.
I walked right up to a woman being like, yo, my man thinks you could handle this better than me. So here's his number. Here you go. All right. Thank you. Maybe you could take care of his needs better than I can. I've done that shit. Like,
I know you have.
I
I know she has. I can tell. Sparrow is not to be played with, okay? You understand this?
I don't
Right.
Well,
I can tell.
listen, I already know.
I get hurt very easily, but it's just like, okay, but if you're gonna handle it that way, baby, I fine. let's just call it a day right here. Here you go. Here, boo boo. Comfort him. He's gonna need it.
Well,
after the mental beating.
Well, you know what? Let's be honest. I already know Kristy's response. Kristy will get the man in a headlock and pop his head right off his shoulder.
Oh my gosh, no! I would say I'm much more of like, all right, I got you. I wouldn't say anything there, but I'm like, I'm definitely one of
You'll get him
those.
later.
You know, you're gonna get that wrath when we get to the house.
It's like what's the cartoon we used to watch, Peter? Shall I shoot him now or shoot him later or something like that? What was that? Shoot me now, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Peter?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Definitely a Gen X type of thing. Gen X cartoon. Yeah.
Shoot me here or shoot me now, something like that, whatever it was, and he waits till later. Yeah.
But well, look, I know Kristy for real. I know Kristy's saying that now, but Kristy will take the man out right there. We already know that.
Oh, what? Oh, interesting.
Not that bad.
Kristy will hit him with one of her bayonets, and it's all over. He won't even know what hit him, and he'll just.
So bad you said bayonets.
She'll do the smile like, yeah.
No, I mean, like,
that's the baring teeth. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that is a nice dress. I agree with you. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then that crazy will be unleashed at home.
That's funny.
Either that or Kristy will do some paramilitary or military and just snap his neck right there and then, put the sunglasses on him like he's sleeping, and she'll drive home. You know all of that.
Yep.
Well, hello, officer.
go.
Oh no, he's just asleep. He's had a long day.
Right.
Officer, it's okay. He's just really tired. He's sleeping. I'm just gonna drive him home.
Funny.
But honestly, ladies, what's the craziest thing you've done to a guy for violating you in some way?
You go ahead and start.
No,
Oh my
I ask first. You guys got to answer. And then we'll go.
I have been very crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep, destroying everything in my path.
Oh my God.
Let's just go with destroying everything in my past. I mean, my path. It's true. I am upset. I'm gonna touch everything in this house to prevent from having to touch you. And from then, I don't know.
Khadijah, what sign are you?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
What's your sign?
I love how everyone can okay, that makes sense. It's all on your zodiac sign.
No, I think it's I think it's your fault because you're also an Aquarius. They knew you first.
We feed each other. That's the problem.
No, I try to turn it off. And
you know what it is? I have a thing where I'll be really cool and we're very cool and I'll play it as cool, and then you give me a solution, I'll work around every solution, and then when there's no more solutions to be had, then yeah, there has to be a level of like, all right, if I have to get uncomfortable, so do you.
Oh yeah. I'm not about to be the only one with this pain. We both about to be. We both about to be up in this. We are both about to be up here.
no,
Women.
I
Wow.
still say no, because even when, like, if you were to call me and say something, I'm like, no, that's what we're not gonna do. Cause no, like, I don't wanna. It's gonna be a lot. And if you're calm right now, I am not about to push you into crazy. And if you're
But, you know,
crazy at the moment, I just try to bring you back. Let you get it out and then bring it back.
we have to differentiate between the difference between regretfulness as women when we do things, then versus like really actually being like violated, and then like it's really it's hard as women because we are suffering from bitter bitch syndrome. I'm a bitter bitch, and I know there's bitter bitches everywhere, and then how that bitter bitch decides to come out depends on, you know, what you know, the dosage of your, you know, like, well, what do we call men? Bitter balls? I don't know. By the way, I'm hunting right now, putting my mask on, dark.
Like you about to snipe somebody right now.
Thank you for reminding me. I'm checking on Boo Boo right now. No,
Yeah, you know what? Let me go ahead and go check that in. Yeah, I would say when I was younger, I think I'm a little bit too far gone from that now. I just don't have the energy. But I remember one time when my ex, he didn't answer. I was around his area and he was like not responding. He was responding. We were communicating at one point, and then all of a sudden he just stopped. And I was like, look, I have a rules of engagement. Okay. So I was like, look, if you don't respond to this text, I'm going to come over to your house. Like, I'm coming over. I'm going to pop up on you. So I let him know. I didn't just like randomly. I gave the rules of engagement. And he didn't answer. So I was like, you know what? Forget it. So the security, and the funniest thing is that his apartment was secured. And the security guards don't love me, so they just let me on in. They're like, hey, Kristy, you know, come on up. And he was so pissed about that too. He was like, I'm about to fire them. But anyway, I came up to his house and knocked on the door and came to find out my intuition. That was one thing I learned. I was like, if your intuition says it, then more than likely it's true. Because he has someone else up in the apartment. And I was like, I just remember we were all looking like Boo Boo the Fool. He was standing there, the girl was standing there, his daughter. It was a wild. And I was like, I didn't really plan all this out. You know, I didn't plan what I was gonna do. Like if I found out what I said was gonna be true. But yeah, from that point, I was like, I'm not gonna go hunting for information that I probably already know is true.
I think,
So,
yeah, like Destiny's Child said, say my name, bitch. If someone's there, if
someone's there, like, what's up?
Yeah, pick up. I don't care if you don't like it. If you can't pick up, or at least say, you know what, I'm like doing this right now. I want to talk about this, but I want to wait for you to cool down. They just be like, shut you out. And then now you're running with your assumptions. And then they're like, well, why you got to run with your assumptions? Because communication, brother, you know, if you can't communicate, then now I got like 55 people before you that try to like F me over that I have to go, you're the better one out of them. But how do I not know if I'm sitting here running with my assumptions due to your lack of communication? Unless some other bitch got your mind.
Exactly.
So, and we just know, we instinctively know, and we react off that instinction. And I think that's where we're deemed like crazy, and it's like, nah, we're not crazy. We just know. And before I really dump your ass, and I'm saying I'm done with you, I need the evidence of your transgressions so that you can't go around and say, she just crazy, she jealous, she possessive, she all this, she that, she this.
Woo! All right. Sparrow.
I hear you.
The reality
Loud
of
and
it.
clear.
You hear that, brothers? You hear that?
I hear you.
All right.
Well, you know what?
Women here from all over the spectrum of the generational.
Sparrow, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. When either a girlfriend or an ex-girlfriend pops off, what does a guy normally say? Oh yeah, she's fucking crazy. She's crazy.
When a guy says that shit, I automatically like, what did you do? What did you do? As soon as I get told she's crazy, she's this, if I hear that, then I know you're the problem. I've learned that from my experience. As soon as a man goes, yeah, my exes are crazy. If a man's ignoring his exes and avoiding his exes, like dodging them, run.
Funny.
1,000%.
All right.
She's crazy for a reason.
Yeah, that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, let me tell you, that's the whole thing. There always is, well, what do we always say? There's three sides to every story: hers, his, and the truth, right? So,
No, hers, his, and the other woman's.
Oh, in a way. Oh
Why
my.
is this giving me War of the Roses vibes?
What?
Life does that, you have what is the on one of the dating sites that I visit, the question was, would you date someone if you're fire and ice? There is such a thing as fire and ice. And I was like, what is that? And he's like, oh, that means when you're hot and cold. I was like, oh, that shit. Yeah, that. We call it, we call it love hate.
Oh, well, let me tell you, that's the one thing. Travesty and I could definitely attest that, men pretty much run lukewarm through the whole thing unless there is an ego situation where an ego has been tested. Travesty, am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll just leave it at that, yeah.
Well, anyway, listen, I got to be honest. It is that magic time already, believe it or not. It is that magic time. And we're going to go ahead and start off with the sign-offs. And for all of you new players in the game, the sign-off is whatever you want to go ahead and leave with the listeners until the next episode. So starting with our favorite millennial, we will go ahead and start with her. Go ahead, Khadijah. What's your sign-off?
Bye.
That'll work.
All right. Thank you very much,
No,
Khadijah. That was
catch you guys
fantastic.
later.
Bye, Khadijah.
Bye. Back in the world.
All right, Khadijah. Peace out. All right, Kristy, you're up next.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I always say make sure you put yourself first. Self-care is the most primary thing you can focus on right now. There's a lot going on in the world. Make sure you're taking care of yourself.
Bang. All right. Sparrow.
Nice.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Follow us. Yay. Likes. Yes. And subscribe.
Subscriptions.
And
Subscribe.
thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah.
That's right. Nice sign off, Sparrow.
All right, everybody. I'm gonna continue with wear your mask out there because we don't know what the hell funky shit's flying around out there right
He's
now.
still waving the pinky.
There it is. There it is. Pinky. And even though Krystle D wasn't able to make it today, I'm gonna go ahead and sign up for her. Peace and love, everybody. And we hope to see you again soon. And Sparrow, like she said, like, subscribe, leave a comment. And Travesty, over to you.
I got 2 words, and that is we out.